All right, guys, so here we are. We're gonna be doing, you know, plugs, wires, coils on this bad boy. And of course I gotta use a step stool because it's pretty high up here, but there we are. So here's our coils. It's gonna go down to our plugs down here. Here's our wires. Look at that. All right, so here's the problem with these is they get super seized in there and incredibly stuck. So if you try to pull it from the wire breaks. So you need some pliers or something to rip these bad boys out. All right, so for example, dun, this one had ripped out, and I wasn't even pulling on the wire, but just look at this. So you see, that's why, guys, they rip. Look at that tiny little guy compared to my forearm muscle. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. But anyways, so it's not too complicated, guys, to be honest with you. These are just sevens, little 7 bolts. I wouldn't even really call them bolts because they're tiny, but anyways, so once you get those off, right down here is probably going to be the most difficult part. See, because that's the wires right there that go into the plugs. So you're gonna have to remove the plugs that are in some kind of silly locations. That one back there is going to be a little fun. I might have to get it from the bottom. I've done that before, but anyways, let's get it. So they do have specific tools for this, and I actually do own one of those tools. So if this gives me pain, then I'll go out there and grab it. It's just a little, there we go, just a little like plier deal. Oh, well, I dropped that. Well, I heard it hit the ground. So anyways, that's the first one. So the tool I'm talking about, guys, looks relatively similar to this, except you see how that's curved like that? It has 2 of those on the bottom. This one was actually made for something pretty similar to that, but I mistakenly grabbed it coming up here instead of my other one, and my trailer's way the hell down there. I don't feel like going and grabbing it, but like I said, if I have to, I will. But it just looks like this with just 2 of those. Holy shit, of course it's gonna be a bitch. Not on my watch, put that. Boy, this is the hardest one. Okay, got it. Shit. Look at that sucker. Hey, but at least the wire stayed attached. Piece of cake. All right, so now we got to get our handy dandy spark plug socket. Boom. All right, there's the first one. Doesn't look too bad, but he was only misfiring in 2 cylinders, so. All right, so before we install the new plugs, we're gonna put some anti-seize on them, just a little bit on the threads. That way, whoever does this job in the future, if it's not me, will have an easy time at it like I just did getting those plugs out, because I could tell that these were, these had some sort of coating on them because they weren't seized in there at all. They came out easily and much appreciated. All right, so just like this, just dab a little bit on there. Yeah, that was a little bit too much. Just gonna wipe it with my glove. All right, so see that? Just like that. I'm just gonna get all the excess off. Don't want to overdo it. All right, so what I found works better for me is to put it on the socket and then look for where you're going. You might have to use the other hand to feel for the hole, and then once you pinpoint where it's at there, see that? Boom. It's a lot easier doing it this way than trying to thread it in with your fingertips. All right, guys, I did want to add this bottle of anti-seize lubricant here. I think it was like roughly between $20 to $30, but here's the deal, guys. No bullshit, I bought this thing like over a year ago, so I mean it's well worth the money. Okay, so with the left side of the motor fully installed with the new spark plugs, we can go ahead and put our new wires and coils. So this particular vehicle, unlike older model vehicles that have spark plugs and wires, this one isn't orientated where specific wires go to specific cylinders. This is literally like one size fits all. So how it works is this just gets bolted in like that. They're all the same, you can see every single one of them. So it gets bolted in like that. This end of the wire gets just pushed in here until it locks just like that, and then this is going to go into the spark plug. So, and they're all the same size, so there's no mistakes you can make. All right, so look at that, out with the old, in with the new. This side looks a lot better, so we're going to go ahead and start on this other side, which is the easier side. I said the easier side for the last. So. All right, so I developed a pretty sweet trick with these vice grips here. Just like that. Just use this as leverage. It's super easy. Look at this, guys. I got all of them out and didn't break one wire. Let's get it. All right, just like the other side. This is going to be laying down, so you want it angled downward like that. Alright, so last thing we got to do is just clear the engine misfires on this engine. Start her up and make sure that everything's up to par, and that'll be it. Alright, so we had the misfire, so I was just confirming that. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and clear the codes. Started right up, sounds great. Sounds a whole lot better than the first time I started at. Alright, I'm going to pre-scan, or I'm so sorry, I'm going to post-scan. I want to confirm my fix. Alright. So while it's loading here, it's almost done loading. Alright, so we're done loading, and it did confirm my fix. There is no misfires on the engine.